Although the majority of warehouse managers are not involved directly in choice, purchase, and replenishment of stock, they can play a role in identification of fast, medium, slow, non-moving, and obsolete stock. This can be done using one of the mainstays of a warehouse manager's armory, the ABC classification. The information can normally be obtained from the warehouse management system, or also a simple spreadsheet can categorize stock items by volume and frequency of sales. A warehouse manager can extend the normal classification to include non-moving and obsolete stock together with identifying stock that may not require storage in the warehouse but can be dispatched directly from the supplier to the end customer, where the lead time is in line with the customer's requirements. The percentage of this classification will vary significantly by company and by the industry or by market sector. Maintenance stores are likely to have a high proportion of their stock in the C to X categories. In general, the goal is to identify the items in the C to X categories and act accordingly. A, quick and easy way. To be sure whether there is some excess or slow moving stock in the warehouse is to calculate the stock turn. There are two formulas we provide here: cost of goods sold divided by the average cost of goods stored, or annual throughput in units divided by the average number of units held in stock. For example, an annual throughput of 1.2 million units with an average stock holding of 100,000 units gives us a total of 1.2 million divided by 100,000 as 12. That is, the stock turns over once per month, or 12 divided by 12 months in a year. A low turn in most operations suggests that stock sits in a warehouse for far too long, implying that the safety stock level has been set too high. Here are some typical examples of stock turns within different company sectors. We see world-class companies using just-in-time techniques: 150 and more chilled foods, retail, manufacturing, and maintenance stores. The higher the figure, the better the company's performing in terms of inventory management. Maintenance stores will always have low stock turns through having to hold stock in case of breakdown. We're going to talk about inventory management in a lot more details later in the course. All warehouses are obligated to undertake some form of stock count. It depends on the law of the country and accounting requirements as to how frequent and comprehensive the count is. I have seen over recent years a move towards cycle counting or perpetual inventory counting as a replacement for an all-encompassing annual count of stock in the warehouse. When understanding cycle counts, it is prudent to use ABC analysis to ensure that your fast-moving and high-value items are counted more frequently than your slow-moving or inexpensive items. Mispicks are more likely with fast-moving goods, and high-value items are prone to shrinkage. It is suggested, therefore, that fast-moving and high-value items are counted monthly. Medium sellers are counted quarterly, and slow-moving items either once or twice a year. Here is the percentages that can be used to ensure a comprehensive count: 8% for A items every week, 4% of the B items weekly, and 2% of the C counted weekly. The accuracy of the count will also determine the frequency. A high error rate should result in more frequent counts until the accuracy improves. Each discrepancy needs to be investigated and procedures put in place to ensure there is no repeat of the problem. Increasing the frequency to daily ensures a more accurate count. However, this will depend on the number of product lines, available resources, and the cost of that resource. The trade-off here is the cost of the error against the cost of the discovering it in the first place. All stock counts require organization. You need to know who will undertake the stock count, what you are planning to count, when you planning to undertake it, what tools and equipment are needed, and also the time scale. Prior to the start of the count, you should ensure that all items have been put away in their correct location and try to dispatch as many items as possible to the stock. And secondly, ensure that any obsolete units are disposed before the start of the count. There is no point in counting stock that shouldn't be in the warehouse. Any discrepancies between the system figures and the count figures should be checked immediately by a supervisor, and this continues until you arrive at two matching figures. In terms of performance measures, companies need to record the number of errors found, not the difference in monetary value, as this can hide a number of problems. A difference of a few $100s may seem acceptable. However, there could be hundreds of errors within a system, such as products in incorrect locations, too many items, or too few items of one or another product. This may balance out, but they need to be logged, measured, and corrected before operations restart.